Baltimore Ravens' depth on the offensive line is being tested already, and we barely in the training camp. This is why they need to make a move at the guard position specifically. Rookie, third-round pick Emery Jones. He had offseason shoulder surgery, so the Baltimore Ravens placed him on the non-football injury list, so he's out for who knows how long. And then with Ben Cleveland, who they brought back, but he had an offseason arrest, and he faces potential league discipline. So this leaves the Baltimore Ravens very thin up front, specifically at the guard position. That's why bringing in somebody like a Brandon Scherff makes sense, like a Will Hernandez makes sense, like even a Shaq Mason makes sense, because the Baltimore Ravens, they cannot afford to be so thin along the offensive line, especially with Andrew Vorhees, who he was starting to do his thing last year. He struggled a little bit, but then he got hurt. And you drafted him so late in the first place because he was hurt. So can you put all your eggs into the Andrew Vorhees basket this year? I don't think that will be a wise decision. With Brandon Scherff, who, again, he's available free agent. When you look at him, how was he last year in 2024? Well, some notable numbers with him. His overall grade from PFF, he was ranked 53rd among 136 qualified guards. So I was like, oh, okay, somewhere a little above the middle. But anyway, continuing, his pass blocking grade was 74.5. He was ranked 19th. Biggest thing, 0 sacks allowed all season long. And that's something that we like to hear. Now, his run blocking grade was 57.3. He was ranked 97th. And that was well below average in run schemes. But get this. I know that could cause a little bit of fear. But to the left of him, if he played a left guard, to the left of him would be Ronnie Stanley. To the right of him would be our guy Tyler Linderbaum. So he would be in some good shape and be in some good company. But this right here, this is probably the most notable number from Brandon Scherff from 2024. It says he's played 1,013 snaps last year at guard for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that was every single offensive snap. So he did not miss a single game, but more importantly, he did not miss a single snap. Health is wealth, and the Baltimore Ravens, they got too many question marks right now at guard to pass somebody like him up who's been out there for a while. He's been out there for a while. He's just been sitting in free agency. So Ravens, you got training camp that's right here. Might as well make this move. Now, one thing that I can't believe I forgot to mention when speaking about the potential of the Baltimore Ravens adding somebody like a Brandon Scherff. We talked about how he played every single snap last year, which is great. We talked about his PFF grades in run blocking and pass blocking and how he could contribute to the Baltimore Ravens offensive line with those, which is amazing. But something that sticks out just as much, if not even more than those, his penalties committed last year. 2. That's it. No more. No less. And as we know, whether it's pre-snap penalties, whether it's penalties during the play, whether it's penalties after the play, that happens rarely, but we know how penalties can be such a big issue. Now, if you want to go young on the offensive line, hey, that's fine, but at the same time, if you could bring in a veteran, just in case, again, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, that could make not only your offensive line that much more prepared, but it could make them that much better and just that much ready to take on whatever this season brings. Now we've made it to my favorite part of the videos where we feature your questions. You want to take part in it? Send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. Or if you want to take it up a notch and you want to become a Team Keep It Clean patron to show the channel some extra support, go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Shout out to the newest Team Keep It Clean patron, our guy Keshawn in the building. Appreciate you, my friend, becoming a Team Keep It Clean patron. And my guy said, I'm not only becoming a patron, I'm going to get us started off right. And here is the first question from our guy Keshawn. Appreciate you. He said, what's up, Ingraven? This is my first question ever sent. Hey, thank you, my friend. Thank you. He said, so I don't even know if I'm doing this right. No, you got it right. You sent it to the perfect place. So I appreciate that. He said, but oh well. But I just want to get your opinion on a theory that I had. You feel like the NFL forced some Pro Bowls last season to make more of an excuse to give Josh Allen the MVP? For example, now, not saying Zay Flowers didn't deserve a Pro Bowl spot. And I was happy when I found out that he did get a Pro Bowl nod, but I just don't think his stats were enough to really make a Pro Bowl. Like, he was just over 1,000 yards receiving last year, and there were plenty of receivers who could have gotten it over him. And also, if you got enough time, Well, hold up. Before we get to that, I remember that conversation because there was some other receivers. I believe the one for the Jaguars, the rookie. But there was some receivers that had some better numbers than Zay Flowers. Now with Pro Bowl, we got to remember too, Pro Bowl is a lot of voting too. It's a lot of voting from fans. It's a lot of voting from coaches and stuff like that too. So that's always something to take into account when it comes to the Pro Bowl. We were happy that our guy got there. So shout out to Zay Flowers for being a Pro Bowler. And like we always say, once Pro Bowl is on your resume, like with Daniel Falele too, it can never be taken off. You are forever and ever a Pro Bowler. But was it forced? I can't say it was forced. I see what you're getting at, but I can't say it was forced. But anyway, he said, sorry, but I don't hate Josh Allen. I think he's elite, but everyone seems to put him over Lamar a lot. But to be honest, I don't see a difference between him and Lamar's career because at the end of the day, they both didn't get past Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and they both don't have Super Bowls. The only difference really is Lamar has 2 MVPs. Should have been 3. And Josh Allen just got his first, and they both going into the 8th year. Yeah, well, there are definitely differences with the two. They have different play styles. They do things differently. Both well-respected. I think Josh Allen is a little more media-wise respected, or a lot more respected media-wise than Lamar Jackson. But I think on the field, Lamar Jackson is a lot more respected than Josh Allen. Both are definitely respected, though, by the players for sure, because both are ballers for sure. But yeah, that's an interesting theory. But I don't think it was forced in order to sort of like make Lamar Jackson's team look better so Josh could really look like, oh, yeah, he's really carrying that team. That's really the MVP. Now, I do think there were some scenarios that were forced during the season. And we talked about this during the season, too. I remember Lamar Jackson, there was a point where he sort of struggled a little bit. And then he had like a bounce-back game. I think it was against the Steelers, but I forget. But he had a bounce-back game where he did his thing. So Lamar did his thing, but then I remember that night, they ended up playing a story about Josh Allen, like, oh, he's always wanted to play quarterback since he was in high school. And then there was a thing that came out about Josh Allen was playing with like a broken thumb or broken wrist or something like that. And every time they would do that, it would coincidentally be when Lamar Jackson had like a killer game. So it was like they were trying to take the attention off Lamar and put it on Josh Allen. But the worst thing last year, again, I don't think the Zay Flowers Pro Bowl thing was forced, but the worst thing last year, and this is probably the worst thing that I've ever seen when it's come to propaganda. When Josh Allen, he threw a bomb. I think he threw it from like maybe the 30-yard line, something like that, and he threw it into the end zone. But he threw a bomb against the Patriots. It got intercepted, but I think it was Dan Orlovsky or somebody. They were like, oh, Josh Allen was such a smart play. It was an interception. But they were like, oh, Josh Allen was such a smart play. He punted the ball, something like that. And it's like they were trying to glorify an interception. They were trying to prop up a turnover like it was a smart play. And I was like, wow, I had never, ever seen anything like that before. And that was the moment right there where we should have known that Josh Allen was going to get the MVP. Next question came from another Team Keep It Clean patron, my guy, Sebastian. He said, hey, Ingraven, I'm always so excited for the preseason because we get to watch those late-round rookies or those young, still-to-prove players play. That's true. That's true. Because the preseason, sometimes, it depends on how you look at it. Some people can look at it, preseason, the sleepers, it's boring. But when you, really start getting in tune with the team and whatnot, and you start thinking about the potential of this player, that player, and, oh, man, because of the depth chart, we're not going to get to see that player play in the regular season like that. But you get to see him in the preseason. You get to see what they got. And then you envision them playing in the regular season more and getting more opportunities. So it's fun. But anyway, he said, and not to put expectations on anyone as well. That's true. That's true. He said, but if there was one, who is going to be the Isaiah Likely this year for us? I was thinking LaJohntay Wester. He should get quite a few opportunities in there to give him a chance. Thanks for reading and have a blessed day. That's a really, really fun question. Who can be this year's Isaiah Likely in preseason to where they show out in preseason? They give you a preview of what's to come. I think LaJohntay Wester is a good one. Whenever we talk about LaJohntay Wester, and we talked about it from jump, as soon as he got drafted, that the opportunities are not going to be there for him on offense this year. It's unrealistic to expect it because of not only the receivers, but the tight ends and the offense, the running backs, and Lamar, just everything that's in front of him. It's a lot. So we can't expect him to have significant snaps on offense this year. But where there is a real possibility on him getting some snaps, special teams, specifically at the return position. If LaJohntay Wester in this preseason. And he going to be battling because we got LaJohntay Wester, who could be a possible return man. We got Dayton Wade. That boy, he could be a return man too. We got Tylan Wallace. We got Keaton Mitchell. So we got some guys that got a good mix of speed, but that agility be going crazy. So that battle right there, those four, I'm going to really, really be watching extra, especially in the return game. Punt returns, kick returns, all of it. Because as we know, having a good return man, that can change a game like that. In the Baltimore Ravens, for the past couple of years, the return game has been a little bit shaky. The offense, oh yeah, they've been doing anything. The defense, oh yeah, they've been doing anything. But the special teams, the return game has been a little up and down. So if they can lock somebody down to being that consistent return man, and not just somebody that's safe. Catch the ball, just don't fumble it. You ain't got to do nothing crazy. No, not anybody that's just safe, but somebody that can bring a spark to special teams. That's who I'm going to be watching for. So that could be any one of those four, or if it's somebody that I might not even be thinking about.